blessed day.
Imagine what it'd be like to step inside your worst nightmare, a make-believe world you created. They're reading.
I know they're reading. They're reading.
They're not supposed to be reading. We're behind the scenes with author Margaret Atwood visiting a world she imagined, The Handmaid's Tale.
It's very strange how the dollhouse comes to life.
It's so incongruous to see you smiling in this outfit.
I know. I don't usually do a lot of laughing or smiling while I'm wearing this. Most of the time, I'm just upset.
Yeah,
about something. Some wrong that has been done to me.
Hulu's blockbuster drama starring Elizabeth Moss is now in its second season.
9 months can feel like quite a long time.
The story is set in a totalitarian regime called Gilead in what used to be the U.S. Sometime in the near future, after a devastating coup.
You girls will serve the leaders of the faithful.
The new American regime is a theocracy that oppresses women in particular. They're not allowed to read or write or think for themselves. Fertile women are enslaved, forced to bear children for the ruling class, impregnated by rape, and ultimately forced to hand over their babies.
Do you have a name? Angela.
It's as if the Puritans borrowed a few ideas from the Taliban and developed their own uniquely American caliphate.
I'm a handmaid. How do I even explain this? How do I boil it down? It's impossible. Can you just Google it?
Margaret Atwood's novel, published in 1985, is a feminist classic. I've read that you see this as a work of speculative fiction.
Speculative fiction is specifically, we could do it. And with The Handmaid's Tale, we could because we have.
She says everything she imagined, as awful as it is, has real-life historical precedent.
The punishment for that crime is death by stoning.
And that makes it especially eerie to walk around this place. This is the commander's study. It's kind of the man cave of the show. The Handmaid's world, familiar, but also quite foreign. Look at the labels here on the olive oil jar, on these cans. No words at all, just pictures. Last summer, the producers allowed Nightline to see the genesis of season 2 out in L.A. It's cool. This is the writer's room. The screenwriters tossing around ideas.
I like the assistant getting killed.
Yeah, she's a martyr to the cause.
Most of the writers are women, as you'd expect for this show. But the creator and showrunner is a man, Bruce Miller.
The biggest danger to season 2 is being intimidated by season 1. And don't forget that we made season 1 too. It's the same us.
For years, Miller tried to get The Handmaid's Tale made. Last year's award season proved him right.
And the Emmy goes to The Handmaid's Tale!
The Handmaid's Tale swept, winning 2 Golden Globes and 8 Emmys.
Go home, get to work. We have a lot of things to fight for.
In the first season, the writers had to adapt the novel. Now, they're off book. Atwood never wrote a sequel.
I can't believe I get to know what happens after the end of that book.
Well, at least you know you're not going to be killed off very soon.
I know.
The TV show debuted against the backdrop of Donald Trump's America. I mean, thankfully, we're not living in Gilead yet.
We're not living in Gilead yet, but there are Gilead-like symptoms going on.
The show is now so relevant, protesters have shown up as handmaids at women's marches. At last week's White House Correspondents' Dinner, there was even this joke at Sarah Sanders' expense.
I have to say, I'm a little starstruck. I love you as Aunt Lydia on The Handmaid's Tale.
Do you think it would have resonated quite so much if Hillary Clinton had won?
I do think that it would have been a little bit more of like ooh, this is definitely something that
we missed the bullet.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
we narrowly missed it.
Even cast members are surprised at the show's impact. Actor Joseph Fiennes.
This suddenly hit the political zeitgeist in the way we look at men and women and sexuality and the lack of parity.
Do you make all these things yourselves?
Honey, we make at least 90%.
Anne Crabtree designs the show's costumes.
This wall is everything from last season.
Among the costumes, some tantalizing hints about the new season.
This is going to be an upcoming story. It's a faded color, I can tell you. It's more faded than this color, which is a Serena Joy color.
Ooh.
Are you curious now?
I'm very
You have
curious.
to watch.
Crabtree also designed those iconic white bonnets.
Want to try it?
Can I?
I think you have to. I have to put it on you because it's almost a sacred moment, brother. Are you ready? You go like this. You feel that?
I'll confess, I'm not much of a handmaid. But you feel blinkered, completely blinkered.
And the sound is different?
And the sound is different? That should be the fruit. Between takes, those costumes tend to get covered up quickly as soon as the cameras stop rolling with Canada Goose jackets. This is Toronto. It's the dead of winter. It's cold.
Canada is the land of freedom in this show.
The cold weather, a small price to pay.
Yes, yes, small price, possibly a big price.
Nightline tagged along with the show's crew as they scouted Toronto locations for episode 10.
And then what's back there? Back 10? Oh, should we look at that? Yes.
The show is so intense, people have said it's impossible to binge watch. So when Elizabeth Moss's character finally lets loose in the finale of season 1, she says what we're practically shouting at our TV sets at home.
You are gonna burn in goddamn hell, you crazy evil bitch!
Don't get upset. It's not good for the baby.
For Yvonne Strahovski, that was an especially tough scene.
I want to just give Lizzie a hug and not do the things that I have to do on camera. I find myself apologizing a lot in between takes.
Do you?
Yeah, sorry.
Elizabeth Moss says as important as the message is, so is the story.
Ultimately, we want to tell the story of our particular characters. We're not really trying to send a message necessarily. We're just trying to hold up a mirror to society.
The Handmaid's Tale, Season 2 on Hulu. I'm David Wright for Nightline, Under His Eye.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.